This is easily one of the most important trainings you're going to watch. The new Andromeda update for Facebook is super important. And if you're doing dropshipping, you have to understand this if you want to be successful. So today, I'm going to show you how you can create 100 dropshipping ads in 30 minutes or less using AI. And it's 100% Andromeda proof. So before we begin, if you want to see numbers like this, $5,000 in a day, $5,000 in a day, or even $30,000 in a week, you're going to want to pay very close attention and maybe even watch this video back 2 times. All right, so let's jump straight into it. So what is the new update with Andromeda? Basically, Facebook doesn't like you creating a ton of different variations. They want to see concepts instead. So not only am I going to teach you the new update and how to separate yourself, I'm also going to teach you in just a moment towards the end of this video how to actually set the campaigns up so you can be successful. So back to this variation versus concept. What is the difference between the two? Well, most of us, when we talk about dropshipping and creating variations or split tests, we normally change 1 or 2 things like the ad headline or maybe like a picture or two. This is considered a variation. The problem with this is that Andromeda now can analyze ads way faster than ever before. And what they'll do is that they'll take the same exact variation ads and just show them to the same person. And this is going to hurt your performance because the same person seeing the same exact ad with a slightly different headline is going to create ad fatigue a lot faster, and it's not going to get them to buy. What Facebook wants you to do here is start to create different concepts. And if we think about consumers and how people buy things, a lot of the times we need to see the same thing but in different ways for us to purchase, right? If I'm seeing the exact same ad every single time, I'm just gonna get sales blindness where I've seen that a million times. I'm just gonna scroll past it. Even if I need the product and even if I'm interested, I'm just gonna ignore it if it looks exactly the same with a slight variation. What Facebook wants you to start doing now is creating different concepts, right? So this is a different concept because this is a review, a client testimonial, and this is a different concept because this is us versus them. Same exact product, communicating the same exact solution, which is removing your sciatica or getting rid of your sciatica and getting proper sleep at night with this knee pillow, but it's presented to the customer in 2 different ways. And this is important because customers are on different sales cycles. Some customers know a lot about the product and you need to use a sales cycle or a sales ad like this one here to convert them. Others may not know too much about the ad or about the product rather, and this type of ad would be better at converting to them. What Facebook wants to do is have you have a portfolio of different ad angles and concepts so they can circulate different ads to different people at the different times in the buying decision. So that's why in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can create a ton of different ads quickly so you can be more profitable. Now, real quick, this video is all about picture ads, but videos also do the same thing. So rather than just changing the hook of the video, you want a different concept, maybe a UGC style video, a founder video, an infomercial, or something else like text on screen, right? So that's all very important. All right, so let's jump into exactly how to do this. The 3 or actually 4 tools you'll need is Higgsfield, Creative OS, Claude, and ChatGPT. ChatGPT is going to be a little optional, but I think it's still overall important to the concept. So let's get straight into it. So for the sake of this, we're going to use one of the stores that I've kind of put together here. Evelyn's, this is selling a remineralizing tooth powder for grown adults that have noticed their enamel decaying, maybe tooth sensitivity, cavities. So it's just a replacement for toothpaste. So what we'll do is first open up Claude and we're going to create a project. This is important to create projects because we want to first train the algorithm and the AI to understand who we're selling to, what we're selling to, so it can help create different angles for us to make this super easy. The next step is to go in the description of this video and go to my scripting document that I have here and copy this exact prompt and paste it into Claude AI. So it's very important that you feed the algorithm or the AI here with as much information as possible. So you'll see in the prompt that you can grab from the document that I'm going to give it some information to start off with. First thing is I'm going to provide it the Amazon listing or the description. I'm also going to give it a Reddit form as well, so we can talk about people with remineralizing, how they struggle with their enamel cavities. To do this, you literally go in and type in your problem and then put Reddit at the end of it. And then I have a form here. I'm just going to copy this link here, and it's people just talking about remineralizing their teeth and a whole bunch of different stuff. So we're going to provide that as well. And then we also want to go to the very similar Amazon listing like this one here that I'm using, and we want to get the reviews as well. I use this tool called Amazon Reviews Exporter, and it's going to download about 100. I guess it can't do more than 100. So about 100 of the most helpful reviews. So if I go down here, it's going to download this and turn it into a file. I'm going to take that file and slap that right on into Claude AI as well. So it takes a few seconds. We're going to do it right here. It's extracted 80, 90, and then boom. And then I can just go here and slap that in there as well. So we have a Reddit form, we have the Amazon link and the product description if you'd like, and a Reddit form all about different information about a product, different problems that people have within this. And now we're going to hit submit. And this is going to provide a ton of different information and get it ready to start creating a ton of different ads. I'm also going to do the same thing in ChatGPT as well. Now, for those of you that are using Claude or ChatGPT and you're saying to yourself, do I need both? I highly recommend you do have both, but if you want to pick one or the other, just go with ChatGPT. The reason why I like using both is because some of the ads that we create is going to require a little bit of copywriting, and that's where Claude is a little better. But when it comes to ChatGPT, the reason why we're using this is because we're going to be actually creating all the image ads in something called Higgsfield. But before we generate the images, I like to use ChatGPT to help me prompt exactly how I want to turn those images and use them for my own brand. But it's very important that you do train both AIs to know exactly what your product's about. That way it actually understands how it's going to create the copy and the messaging for you. Also important to note, if ChatGPT says, hey, we can't scrape the Amazon link for you, just literally copy the description and then it'll do all that stuff for you. And I believe Claude should be almost done here as well. Sometimes it fails to fetch things, so it might actually go and do the research for you. So just give these a couple of seconds and we should be good to go. Now that ChatGPT has pretty much gone through and done everything here, we have a product summary. We understand the key benefits, all the information that we need, the biggest takeaways. It's going to provide some different angles and concepts. We're not going to actually use any of this right now. We just want the AI to know, and we also want ourselves to know as well. So the next tool we're going to jump into is Creative OS. This is a tool that provides the best and most viral picture ads that are being ran by other brands. And the name of the game here is just by pulling whatever is doing really well and using that concept for our own ads as well. So you're going to log in. I believe they do have a free trial that you can start off with. And then I think the monthly subscription is $20 or $49. Either one is pretty good. So let's jump straight into it. Right? If I go on the right-hand side here, all I like to basically do here is filter by the most popular ads. These are ads that are absolutely crushing it for other competitors and brands. And even here at the top right-hand side, we can see that there are different types of ads. You have back in stock, you have beauty, before and after. We can hit this drop down here. And this right here are all different concepts, right? So different concepts that we can use and quickly be able to test with our product. I actually really like these here. So all I'm going to do is find something that I really like. And then what we're going to do is tell ChatGPT, hey, take this concept from a competitor and here's a picture of my product. And I need you to swap out the product and swap out the benefits and features and align that with the product that I'm looking to sell. So let's actually do that. Let's take this, for example. We're just going to download this one here. It's also important that you have a very clean picture of your product as well. This is super easy to do. You can literally just find a product photo from Aliexpress or wherever you got your product from your supplier, and just have them slap a logo. You can literally go in ChatGPT, hey, put a logo on this product. That's literally what I did. As you can see, it's basically the exact same here. And I just went in ChatGPT, took this and said, hey, remove the Just Ingredients logo and put my logo instead. And then now that you have a clean picture of your product, you're going to slap that as well in the ChatGPT prompt. So we're not going to generate the images in ChatGPT. We just need help with the scripting and prompting. So I'm going to tell ChatGPT, I'm going to upload a picture of my product and then the competitor ad. I'm going to say image 1 is my product and image 2 is the competitor picture ad. I need you to create a Higgsfield prompt that accomplishes the following. Recreate image 2, which is the competitor's ad, but have the messaging align with my product and swap out the competitor's product images with my product. Be sure to follow the concept, colors, and style exactly how the competitor has it. So this is why we need to prompt the AI with information and knowledge about our product and the industry, because now it's not only going to be able to create the prompt for us that we can throw in Higgsfield, the messaging and copy that's on the ad here, we're going to want the AI to replace this as well that aligns with our product. So this is very, very important that it knows exactly what to do. And sometimes it's important as well that we get really clear. So right here it says prenatals. We want to make sure that all the messaging and copy aligns with the remineralizing tooth powder and not the competitor's actual product. So I'm gonna add that in there as well. And now ChatGPT is going to give us the prompt, right? Which is amazing. Boom, generates the prompt in a matter of seconds. And now we can copy all of this and load it up into Higgsfield. So this is Higgsfield. The images that I have here that I was generating was for another training I was doing with my students inside of my school community. But now that you have the prompt, you're just going to paste the prompt in and paste the images. And as you notice here, Higgsfield has a couple of different models that you can use to generate images. And I'm going to show you exactly how I like to do this. So copy the exact prompt from ChatGPT into Higgsfield. Make sure you upload your images. And then there is a couple different models like I mentioned. I like to test off with Nana Banana. I'm gonna select that. I'm also, because I'm on a specific plan that allows me to get unlimited for Nana Banana, I'm gonna make sure I select unlimited, which makes it so I only can generate one image at a time, which is fine. And then I'm gonna change the dimensions here to a 1x1, and then I'm just gonna hit unlimited. All right, so now that's gonna start generating an image. While that's going as well, I'm gonna also test out Flux Context Max. Make sure to change this here. This is actually gonna take some credits though. So we're going to generate that. And then sometimes I'll mess with these other ones, but these are two normally the more consistent ones. Flux tends to generate a little bit faster than Nana Banana. But Nana Banana, in my opinion, is a little bit more consistent. So you're going to notice the first couple times doing this, there's going to be a couple errors and issues. And all you got to do is just go back in and tweak a few things. But it's really cool because it generates realistically good photos. And even in ChatGPT as well, we can do that as well. So here's the first image, right? So it has other toothpaste, Evelyn's remineralizing tooth powder, supports natural enamel. So as you can see here, the messaging is messed up here. Gentle on sensitive teeth, contains fluoride, chemicals. So the concept and the ideas there, they just messed up with the text. Flux Context isn't the best right now with generating text, not as good as ChatGPT and the other ones, but it can be really good. Let's take a look at Nana Banana. Nana Banana looks a little bit better, right? So this one has the tooth powder, right? So this one contains fluoride. They misspelled fluoride. And synthetic chemicals can cause gum irritation, acid reflux. Okay, so this is good. Supports natural enamel, reminds of calcium and clay, gentle and sensitive. So this is good. All you would need to do is go back here into instruct and then tell it what to say. And if I would go in and literally tell it exactly what to say on the left side and on the right side, then it's good to go. So it did the heavy lifting for me. I just got to go in and tweak a couple things. But as you can see here, this is super easy. And it took a couple seconds to do this. And I have one concept. And this is considered an us versus them ad. And now I would go in and generate another one. We can't sleep on ChatGPT's ability as well. ChatGPT takes so much longer, but they're more consistent with the text and the wording, while the other AI models are a little bit faster. But when you have certain ads with a lot of text, that's where it could get a little tricky. I did pick one of the hardest images to replicate with all the extra text. So that's where Higgsfield can be a little behind. But ChatGPT, that's where ChatGPT can come in. As you can see here, it generates everything here. They will have some issues here like this, sensitive spelled with a 5. The other text looks fine, but again, you would just go in and just give the prompt, hey, fix this, or hey, make sure the image of my product looks exactly like this. And honestly, you go in, you tweak it a couple of times, you're good to go. Now, what I would do next is, okay, I have an us versus them. Let's get another ad going, right? Another concept, right? What people would do in the past would take this exact ad and then change a little bit of the copy or the headlines. No, we need a whole new concept. So let's pick something a little less intensive with the text and all that stuff. This could be really good because this is about teeth as well, so that can work really well. We could scroll a little bit, flow, no more acne, or your money back. That could be good. So we want a different concept. This could be good here. I like this. I like this because it's like more reviews. 60-day money back guarantee. That's good. Cracked skin, that could also be good here. Yeah, there's a lot of good ads here that I like. Cool. This could be good as well for the remineralizing powder. Honestly, this is all really good. Greens powder. This is more reviews. So if you're like looking, you're not sure. We could do before and after. And now we have a ton of before and afters. That could be good. We can do, what other concepts do they have? They have Black Friday could be good. They even go down into the niche, which is pretty sick. So I'm just gonna pick one just because. Before and after. So the other one was us versus them. This is a before and after. Let's do this as well. Let's do this ad as well. Okay, so we're just gonna again upload the picture of the competitor's ad and our product. In a matter of seconds, it's gonna give us a prompt for Higgsfield. We're gonna copy that, go over to Higgsfield. We're gonna remove this one and then just throw in the competitor's ad, remove the script, paste that in, wait for the ad to fully load. It loaded. Boom, hit that. And then we're also going to do Nana Banana because it's free as well. And sometimes after doing a couple of regenerations, it's going to get it perfectly. So we give it a couple seconds here. And while we're at it, let's just go here. I'm going to copy that same script and then might as well just do ChatGPT as well. Generate an image and then I just paste that in. And then now the whole concept here is that you can quickly generate ads. While ChatGPT is going, Higgsfield is also going. Boom. So Higgsfield, as you can see here, Flux generates really quickly, but it's not always on point. So like you can see this one here didn't do a good job. It didn't even show my product, but this one did. So let's see a lot of text again. Let's see if it nailed the text this time around. Yellow teeth and surface stains, sensitive to hot and cold, weak enamel. So again, we'd have to go in and fix that and fix this as well. Again, to quickly fix it though, you just go in here and say on left side, point number 3, right? So this is the left side of the picture. This is point number 3. 3 should say, and then boom, 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 you'd say whatever. But the concept is there. We'd also want to tell it to remove this as well. Let's see about this one from Nana Banana. Nana Banana looks a little better. Weak enamels and cavities, gum inflation, bleeding, after evidence, naturally whiter. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, perfect. This one doesn't even need to be edited unless I'm missing something. But this doesn't even need to be edited. There you go. All right, so matter of seconds, you got that going, and let's see what ChatGPT is doing. Something as well is you want to also be clear. Sometimes with ChatGPT, as you can see here, when you throw in a prompt, it automatically generates it in the image format it sees best. While Higgsfield, you can pick the different image formats here. So when you're doing this through ChatGPT, just say, hey, generate this in a 2000 by 2000 pixel format if you want it to be square. But it being like this is fine. Yellow teeth, surface sensitive to hot and cold, weak enamel and cavities, gum inflation and bleeding. Boom. Right? So that took a few seconds. I mean, that's not really taking too long. You can see here, if you just set up a 30-minute timer, you get really good at this, and you train your AI like I did, it should be really easy. Then you just go back into Creative OS. All right, so we've done us versus them. We've done a before and after. Now let's do a customer review or something else. And you can just keep creating different ones. And the name of the game here is, okay, we want to test, right? We want to continue to test. This is a nice before and after. Rather than taking this before and after and slightly changing one setting here or one feature here, we want another whole different type of before and after. So we'd come here, we'd look for before and after. Could have sworn it was just right here, but is this in alphabetical order? It is, but so where's before and after? I could literally just be missing it right now, but you would sit here. There's an us versus them, right? So we have an us versus them as well. Don't make your us versus them the same picture with slight different variations. Let's make a whole different concept for us versus them, right? Now let's find a new us versus them. This could be a new one, right? I don't really think this is the best example of us versus them. Oh, I have before and after already selected. That's why I didn't see it. So we have a before and after here. There's some more different variations of a before and after. This one is just text on screen. We can maybe show a picture, right? There's a lot of different things we can do. And that is the way you want to create image ads moving forward. Now, let me show you can load this up in an ad account and the different content strategy that I would be doing. So Facebook's all about consolidation now. They want you to kind of tighten up on your campaigns before you can launch 3, 4, 5, 6 different campaigns and let them fly. Now they really want no more than 2 campaigns, right? So you really want a testing campaign and you want a scaling campaign, right? And they're both CBO campaigns, and they are the only campaigns you really need to scale your brand. So here's how I'm going to do it, right? I highly recommend you do the same. So your campaign structure should go as following. Set up a CBO testing, okay? CBO campaign. The ad set level, you can start off at $100 a day. The ad set level should be one country, right? So if you're in the UK, do the UK. If you're in the US, do the US. One country. I've seen people start off with 4 different countries, the top 4. Highly recommend you focus on scaling on the number 1 country first, and then down the line you can test different countries. But for now, I highly recommend you keep your countries separated in different campaigns. So just start off with the US and then go from there. Do not touch the gender. Do not touch the age. I don't care if you're selling women's clothing. Do not go in there and say female only. It doesn't matter. Let Facebook know exactly who, they'll find your target audience for you. And you're going to set up 5 to 10 different ads under the same ad set, each of these being different concepts. Okay? Different concepts. This is super, super important. You want to do different concepts because now Facebook will be able to figure out which target audience of yours will respond better to the different concepts. And this is the testing campaign because we're only going to have one ad set and all the ads under one ad set. We're not going to have different concepts as different ad sets in the testing campaign. We're just going to constantly be throwing new ads under the same ad set for a couple reasons. One, this is a testing campaign, right? So there's going to be different audiences that interact with your ad differently, and we want to make sure that we're feeding that ad set enough data and spend so it can optimize and get the 50 conversions a week and get out of learning phase. If you're separating different ad sets under the testing phase, there's a good chance that you're not going to be spending as much. Your budget for testing should be about 20 to 30%. Obviously, in the beginning, it's just going to be 100% of your budget, but the goal here is to launch an ad set with 5 to 10 different ads. You can mix it up with some pictures, some videos. You can have it all pictures, all videos. It doesn't really matter. Just have a variety of different ads under the same ad set, like I just showed you. Obviously, the goal would just be picture ads here. So from there, you're going to find one of these ads, which are different concepts. One of these are going to just start outperforming the other, and it should be profitable for you. Now, if one starts to get a ton of spend, I recommend you let that ad spend the equivalent of the AOV of your product. So if you're selling, back to minimalizing tooth powder, right? If I'm selling something for $29.99, realistically $60, right? Because this is going to be the number one option that I want people to pay. I'm going to let the ad spend $60. And if it doesn't get any buying intent, like no add to carts, no purchases, obviously, then I turn it off. But if it gets $60 in spend, no purchases, but it got like 2, 3 add to carts. The add to carts look good. The ad metrics look good. I'm going to let it spend one more day. And if it doesn't get any sales the next day, then I turn it off. Right? And you're just going to do that. And you want to test different concepts until you find one that is converting for you. Okay. So now let's say ad number 2 or concept number 2 is cooking for you. What you're going to do is duplicate this ad. Right? You ideally would want like 3 or 4 of these to be doing good, or at least 2 of them to be doing good. Let's say you have 2 of these doing really good for you. You want to duplicate this into a CBO campaign under its own concept, right? And basically, let's say this concept is a before and after, right? You're going to duplicate that into a CBO campaign under one ad set. You're going to title this a before and after, and now you're going to start creating a ton more before and afters. These before and afters are not going to be variations, okay? Remember, variations, these are variations. We're not just going to create a bunch more that look like this, where we're just changing the headlines. We want to create more different concepts. So we'll take this, right? Let's say this is the winner. Actually, let's say this is the winner. Now we're going to create more that don't look exactly like this, but are still following the same formula where we're showing us versus them. And we're going to create a ton more different ads under that one ad set. Now we're going to start segmenting ad sets based off of the concept. So this is a winning concept one. This is your before and after, or your us versus them. Now this should be, this should be the same ad two, should be the same ad two that was doing well for you. And then you're just going to create a bunch of different concepts, or sorry, different variations of this concept, right? Where it's like, if we go back into Creative OS, right? This is the before and after section. We'll do, this would be one, this would be two. Notice these are not the same, right? Yes, there's a before and after of someone there, but they look completely different. This could be another one. This could be another one, right? That's the difference. We're not creating variations. We're creating different concepts. Hopefully you guys are following along. Hopefully you guys, that makes sense. And I'm sorry if I'm confusing you. Might have to rewatch this a couple times. But basically, we're going to then scale with that winning concept. Now, your goal as you're scaling is you're going to be increasing your budget. Most of your budget should start being allocated into your scaling campaign. So let's say you have a budget of $700 a week, right? That's $100 a day. Once you find your winner, you're going to start to ramp up, right? You're going to duplicate this campaign, and now you're going to go from $100 a day to $200 a day, right? So this is going to be at 100. That's going to be at 100, assuming you found the winner. The conversion on that particular ad is profitable. You're a profitable ROAS. So now you're going to be at $200 a day, right? You're going to scale that in there. You're going to create some more concepts under this winning concept, under this one ad set. Again, you're not changing anything. The ad set should never be touched. Do not ever touch your ad sets. It should always be, what is it called? Advantage Plus, right? So I hope you guys aren't still wondering, like, should I then? No, do not touch the ad set. The ad set should always be the thing. The same thing, Advantage Plus. So then you're going to create all these different concepts, and you're going to be spending $200 a day. Let these ads and these campaigns do good for you, right? Let them just kind of chill there for a day or two. Let them stay profitable. Assuming this is still profitable, you can now turn off this one and just keep loading up new concepts, right? And you might even want to turn this off, and then start uploading new testing variations of this same concept. So if this was the us versus them, I would create more us versus them and throw them in here and see how they do. Okay. And then as this stays profitable and this starts to scale, you're going to keep upping your budget, right? So now this is going to stay at $100 a day. And now this is going to go from $100 a day to maybe $150 a day. And as you continue to scale, the next week, you're going to try to look and find a new concept. So let's say this is us versus them. In your testing phase, you should have found another winning concept, right? You would have turned this one off, and now you would have another concept that should be doing good for you. Whatever that concept is, let's say this is a not UGC, but let's say this is a before and after. You're just going to do the same thing. You're just going to take this winning scaling CBO campaign. You're going to create a new ad set. And under that new ad set is just only going to be before and after ads. And now we're going to start organizing these ad sets with the winning campaigns. And then every once a week, you should be adding new winning concepts into the scaling. And every single day, or every other day, you should be adding new ads into the CBO. Anything that gets the spend of the AOV of your product, every ad that gets $50 to $60 in spend, whatever the amount you're selling your product for, and it doesn't look profitable, you turn it off. And you should be always cycling new ads into this testing campaign. And you should only increase the budget of this if you have a ton of ads that are doing good and they're not getting spent. Right? Like if you have a ton of ads in here, or you have one or two particular ads in here that are getting all the spend all the time and the other ones aren't being properly tested, that's when I would start increasing the budget a little bit so Facebook can start allocating some of the spend other places. But what should happen after about a week and a half or so, this ad set should be out of learning phase and should be active. And every time you learn a new ad or upload a new ad rather, it's either going to quickly be profitable for you, or it's just not going to perform and you just turn it off. So as you can see here, you're giving every single ad at least the AOV of your, the same price of the AOV of your product, and should be getting a good amount of spend. If it's not spending, don't turn it off, right? Whatever is getting all the budget should either be in your scaling campaign because it's profitable, or it should be turned off. And then you're just going to keep adding. You're not going to create any new ad sets. You can keep throwing a whole bunch of different concepts here. So under this one ad set, you might have like 3 us versus them. You might have 2 before and afters. You might have 1 customer review. You might have a couple different ones. And that's fine, right? Because at the end of the day, it's constantly going to be cycling through and figuring out what's working for you. And then in your scaling CBO campaign, that's where you can really start doubling down on the different concepts for you. So only 2 campaigns. They're both CBO campaigns, right? Only the CBO scaling will have separate ad sets for those concepts, so you can keep them organized. You can think of them like folders. But your testing CBO will always be one ad set with a ton of different ads. You literally just go into the ad set level, or the ad level rather, and then just click new ad, or add, whatever it's called, or create new, and then you just upload the new picture and let it go. If it gets spend and it's profitable, great. Throw it into the winning concepts. If not, turn it off. And you just boom, boom, boom. Here's the thing, right? You can do this every other day, every day, because you have so many ads to work with. You have literally hundreds of ads that you can constantly create. And these are winning ads from your competitors or people in the, that are also running up brands as well. So it's going to be one of those things where it's like, as you scale and start to spend more money, it's going to be even more important. When you're in the beginning, you don't need to be adding new ads every single day, right? If your budget is a smaller budget, you're testing between $50 to $150 a day, I would not be adding new ads in every single day. Okay, just start off slow, take your time, add like 2 to 3 ads once a week, and let them spend, right? Because it's at this daily spend, it's going to be really hard for your ads to get $60 and spend before you figure out what's working, what's not working. So I would definitely make sure that you take it slow. But once you start ramping this up, and your testing CBO might be at like $200 a day, and then your scaling might be at like, I don't know, $600 a day, that's when you're going to be needing to add new ads quickly. But by then you'll already know what works, and you let things ride. If things are working well, great. And the moment you start to see your ads start to fatigue, that's when you got to really ramp up. The goal, though, is to never be kind of waiting for that to happen. You should always have a new batch of ads that are performing for you, ready to go. So a little bit confusing. Hopefully you guys understand. Rewatch this a couple times. If you have any questions, you can always shoot me a message. If you want personalized coaching and learning how to scale to $1,000 a day with dropshipping, and you don't want to pay high ticket prices for mentorship, feel free to join the Social Brands Club. It's a community I run, slowly but surely growing. I'm helping people as much as possible find winning products and understand how to test and scale with ads. Biggest thing is that I host a weekly call every single week, and I'm in the DMs managing and messaging you guys every single day and helping review your ad account, your store, everything that you need to be profitable. So I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to join that. And with that being said, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Take care.